Quick question. What is that one shonen anime that you think is hella underrated and it should deserve more attention in the community? For me, that anime is definitely ZATCH Bell, and I'm not the only one who believes that. Just watch these action scenes and tell me your shonen alarm is not going off. As a die-hard shonen head, it is my duty to showcase this awesome anime and put you on the hype train before everyone hops on it, like the Yu Yu Hakusho bandwagon in 2011 after the community watched it Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter is the best anime of all time.
Oh.
It's the best anime of all time. It's the best anime of all time.
Boy, if you don't get
Hence, I'm going to show you why ZATCH Bell belongs in the all-time shonen classic category and why you should add this anime to your forever growing watch list. So without further ado, let's begin today's episode on ZATCH Bell, an underrated all-time shonen classic. And now, smash my intro. I'm going to list 3 reasons why ZATCH Bell is a must-watch series. Without being biased, I will also point out a few reasons that can put you off the show. Every classic has a good story, and ZATCH Bell is no different. The plot focuses on the 14-year-old high school genius who obtained a special spell book and a demon. Takamine one day received a kid called ZATCH, and he soon discovered that he is a Mamodo, essentially a little demon kid who can use magic. He then realized that every 1,000 years there's a huge tournament where 100 Mamodo has to fight each other with a human partner. Thus the journey of ZATCH and Takamine to become the Demon King begins.
Is that you, Beelzebub?
Essentially, what you can expect from the story is a one-on-one death match between Mamodo and their human partner. A battle so hype that makes you go berserk and start screaming magic spell like Bao Zakeruga with the main character. The best part is the level of shonen and hypeness. Is that a word? Oh well, now it is. Would escalate as the story progresses. There are also a lot of team battle, and finally we have the tournament arc in this show, which means this is a good series. What makes this story great? Detail. Like the famous saying, the devil is in the detail. ZATCH Bell has a stereotypical shonen plot that even your grandma knows about it. But as you are watching the show, you will feel like you are on an emotional roller coaster. You will feel the high as the duo became victorious. You will feel the low as you see the main protagonist struggle and failed. And you will feel the sadness as important character passed away. Spoiler! In the end, you will be satisfied seeing the progression of ZATCH and Takamine and be excited to see what would happen next in their hero's journey. One of the strongest features of ZATCH Bell for me is probably character development. Every character has their own moment and their own development, their goals. Dream to become a kind king that helps the demon world. Dream to become the strongest king ever live. Dream to become the absolute king and rule the world with an iron fist. Every character has their own unique backstory and clear motivation, but the character that intrigued me the most is Kanchime and his partner Fogore. Ever since the introduction of the character, the author Makoto Laiku Sensei made sure we recognize them as comic relief. Kanchime was practically introduced as the weakest Mamodo. Spell is nothing but an illusion, easily defeated by ZATCH with a single lightning strike. He is so pathetic that he needs his human partner, Popstar Fogole, to protect him, when it should be the other way around, as Mamodos are millions times stronger than humans. Hyperbole. The comic purpose was further emphasized by the design. Look at this
bloody duck mouth.
Maima looks like a failed offspring of Psyduck, and his partner Fogore has a
bloody butt chin.
the really same pun that every mangaka used it as a symbol of a joke character. The impression of Kanchime being a funny character was further reinforced by his ability and spell. Little bit of background info. In this series, spells are extremely important. New spell can single-handedly change the motion of the battle, which we will go into more detail about it later on. And guess what happened when Kanchime learned a new spell? Was it an attacking move?
Nope.
A healing spell?
Nope.
A defensive cast?
Nope.
He learned the ability to become an ant-man and be becoming smaller, and his first spell was changing his appearance to anything he wants but with flaws. Essentially, he has 2 user spell in the battle royale. Legit, Maima would have been dead if he didn't become a comrade of ZATCH. His partner, Fogore, is not much better. He became a pop star while songs about oppai and being invincible. Yep, cringy as hell. Maima would definitely be cancelled in 2022. That being said, it was quite a catchy song. Essentially, the duo were the laughing stocks of the show and the main comedic relief of the series. What drew me to the duo is the character development. Their progression from an underdog jokes to one of the strongest characters that protect their comrades. The first development we received was from Fogole. His impression of being a popular chick magnet Italian pop star was quickly changed when he gave up his work as a movie star to visit a local hospital to pay a special visit to the injured children. Then we have Kanchime's progression. One day he became an older brother of a local farm girl. Then a dragon Mamodo came and took the animal stocks from the farm girl. Kanchime tried to help his little sister by challenging the enemy. He had absolutely no business in defeating the opposition, yet with his bravery and courage to protect his little sister and be like his partner, an invincible man Fogore has unlocked a new spell where he casts an illusion of being a giant and successfully fooled the enemy. The pinnacle of the development arrives later on the anime, when the main protagonist was getting their ass kicked by a strong villain, and Kanchime escorted the wounded Fogole away and placed him in a safe place. It was at this moment that Kanchime decided to overcome his fear and to help his comrade, despite knowing death would be imminent. Without spoiling too much info, Kanchime managed to learn a new spell and summoned his shadow clone.
What did he say?
And helped ZATCH to defeat the enemy. It was at this episode that Kanchime has evolved it from a weak character that requires Fogole's protection to a strong Mamodo that protects his precious comrade. It was a breakthrough moment for Kanchime, and we as the audience finally witnessed his blossom after hundreds of episodes, and it was worth it. I'm a sucker for an underdog story. I love the tale of Rock Lee. You can call me basic, but I love seeing David beating Goliath-esque like plug. Kanchime and Fogore fits that perfectly, and that's just a character development of a duo. ZATCH spell is filled with this high level of character development and makes you fall in love with them. Every good shonen anime has its unique battle system. Ninjutsu from Naruto, Devil Fruits from One Piece, Zanbakudo from Bleach, Nen from Hunter x Hunter, and the list goes on and on. Good battle systems are essential in character progression and keep the audience intrigued, wondering what would be the new ability. In ZATCH spell, the battle system centers around this book. Wrong book. Not this one.
No! God, please, no! No!
This seems about right. Every Mamodo has their unique spellbook, and they will choose one human to be a partner with, and only their partner can read the book and activate the magic spell. Every spellbook is tailored to the respective Mamodo, and it almost represents the potential of that Mamodo. The more spells you unlock, the more strategy you can come up with during the battle. What is really nice is that each spell has maximum single day usage, so you can't spam ultimate moves every few seconds, unlike Naruto. For example, ZATCH can use the lightning spell multiple times per day, but only once per day for the lightning dragon strikes. It is almost like the PowerPoint system in Pokemon. Also, no two spells are the same. Well, there's always exception to the rule. Hence, we see a range of unique spells throughout the show. We have the attacking type, illusion type, healing type, defensive type, ultimate move, and the list goes on and on. In order to unlock a new spell, the Mamodo needs to progress and grow through battle and life experience. Another key factor in unlocking or using the spell is emotion. More particularly, the emotion of the human partner. The stronger the emotion, i.e. love, hate and desire, the stronger the spell would be. The final purpose of the spellbook is to send Mamodo back to the devil world. If the book has been damaged by fire or spell, it will lit into a flame and it will not stop burning. This would signal that the Mamodo has lost the battle and the tournament, foregoing the chance to become the Demon King. Only the last standing Mamodo would be the Demon King and rule the demon world in ways they please and everyone has to follow. Hence, destroying the spellbook becomes a top priority and it can influence the battle. As a result, you will never know what would happen until the end of the battle, as a strong emotion, a new spells, or damage to the spellbook could completely change the outcome. This often keeps the audience on the edge of their seat throughout. No show is perfect. Every anime has its flaw and ZATCH spell is no different. The most obvious issue for most of the audience is that it is an old style anime. I'm not saying that everyone hates old school anime, but for certain new anime viewer that is accustomed to high quality modern shows, ZATCH Bell might seem old school and the plot can be seen as cliche as hell and being rinse and repeat.
The power of friendship.
There's some element of truth in these statements, but when the show was first released, these plots do not seem as cliche at the time, and the anime style was as modern as it could be. ZATCH Bell was a classic show, and because it was a classic, it inspires many other authors, and some elements of the show started being used in other shows. Slowly it became a cliche, a double-edged sword. Another issue for the anime is pacing. Similar to many old school classics, ZATCH Bell's pacing can be seen a bit slow initially, but after the first 15 episodes, the progression picks up quite quickly, and before you know it, you already binged 10 episodes in a single setting. It is definitely a slow hitter. You almost feel like watching a more grown up version of Digimon initially, but it quickly progressed and it became its own show. Finally, the biggest issue for most people is probably how the anime ended. In 2006, Toei Anime Studio was slowly catching up with the source material, and the show ended with its original ending, similar to Fullmetal Alchemist. It was a fun ending, but a young Wyatt Shataku somewhat felt unsatisfied, and deep down, I wanted more. Hence, I read the manga and finished the series, which satisfied my curiosity. The last shonen show that made me do this was actually Hitman Reborn, and let me tell you this, it was definitely worth it. It was a blast. It was a fun read. It was a great show, a shonen classic. I just realized that I have practically been defending the show when I meant to list out reasons why you should not watch the series. Oh well, what can I say? I actually really like the show. Overall, I will give ZATCH Bell a great score of 7.5 out of 10 for a shonen series. And here's why I think you should watch ZATCH Bell, a great hero's journey type of story that is filled with amazing shonen battle, with excellent character development and a unique battle system. In terms of the negative, the art style might be a bit old school and it takes time to adjust to it, with slow pacing and an unoriginal ending in the anime. As I've mentioned before, the pros completely outweigh the cons and you should definitely give ZATCH Bell a try. What inspired me for this video is this amazing news released early on this year. I low-key thought it was an April Fool's joke, cause you know, what are the chances of part 2 when the manga has finished in 2007? 15 years, my guy! Giving me hopes for No Game No Life? A piece of news that has completely left me and some of the old school ZATCH Bell fan gobsmacked, yet extremely happy. I was hella eager and consumed it chapter 1 of part 2 without a single shred of hesitation when it's first released. After reading the last 3 chapters, all I can say is Laiku Sensei still got it. Very entertaining, very shonen-esque, a new character that I'm already emotionally invested in, and the suspension of the plot definitely keeps me on the edge of my seat. The only downside is this is a monthly release and I could not wait for the next chapter. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm a huge fan of ZATCH Bell, and it is one of those shonen shows that has been overlooked by many fans, which was a shame. I wholeheartedly believe it's an all-time shonen classic that should get more recognition in the anime community. Summer season is approaching soon. If your forever growing to watch list is somehow empty, then you should definitely give ZATCH Bell a watch. It will definitely be worth your time, and you will soon join me on the waiting list for the latest monthly chapters for part 2. You will stay safe and stay blessed. I'm out. Peace!